Hey Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel where it's all Juve all the time. It is another Juventus match day. Of course, it is the do or die match in Champions League, the second leg. Okay, Juventus Villareal in Turin at Allianz Stadium. And I'm ready to go. Anthony, you ready to go?
Listen, my man, whenever we do these midweek games, the weekend games, you tend to get fired up for those. But these midweek games, when you start playing the fan chanting intro into the show, I was a little tired this morning, didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Got a fresh haircut yesterday, though. But you hear those fans chanting, gets the blood pumping. My stomach will be churning in about 4 hours. And then just to get the pregame churn going. So I am ready to go, big guy.
There you go. And look at the live chat. Everybody's ready to go already. Big
Ripped and
W
roaring.
incoming W. Ciao from Bob, Mohammed, KM, Ali. It's great to see all of y'all. Thank you for
Lucci.
joining us. We're gonna start off. We're just gonna talk about a little bit of news before we get and dive right into this matchup now. Real quick. A little rumor circulating today about Danilo and a contract extension possibly getting offered to 2026. Look, I love the guy. But
Agreed.
come on, no chance, no chance.
I don't really know who. I don't even know what to say about that one. 4 years would take him to, I believe he's 35. I think
Yeah,
he's 31 now. So 35. Benucci's 34, still sort of serviceable, but we're all sort of thinking that he will be kind of in Chiellini's shoes next year in the sense of time play, because Udogani's playing well. We got Gatti possibly coming in, Demiral, who knows. So the thin center back situation at the beginning of the year is starting to shape up that we may have some options next year, but at the right back, 2 years. Why not 2 years? Maybe it's just a negotiation tactic, but would you extend him for 2 years?
yeah.
Come on
I
now.
mean, I think we right now it's tough to look at, right? Because I think we'd have to see what our options are. Like, who's it preventing from coming in and stepping in? Like, that's kind of the thing, right? Right
Deventer?
now, as it stands, I mean, when's his contract end?
I gotta look at that.
2023? Do
This
we
one just
have
kind
to
of
look at extending him right now?
it's
Probably not.
it's wild, man. It is
Yeah, so I
wild.
would wait and just see what develops and what options are out there, because if all of a sudden we're preventing some, and as great as Danilo's been, this is no knock on him.
No,
2026, I mean, that's probably a stretch.
it sort of runs with what the club is doing, right? You have actually he has a currently a three. Oh no, that was Danilo Gallinari. Wrong Google search. Um, but he's man, this is a tough one because a lot of people want to see Deventer come in. Um, but what the club is doing, they're promoting some young players in. I think we're going to see that a little bit more next year. But you see Quadrado possibly getting extended. You see Chiellini got extended last year. Bonucci's still around. So it's almost like they're trying to get the young guys and keep the old guys, and then whatever else is in between.
I will
I
say
don't know.
this.
It's odd.
With Chiellini most likely wrapping things up after this year, I'm fine with Danilo, another year, 2 years,
Sure.
whatnot. But we do have to go beyond. Like, Danilo will develop into this, should develop into this experienced backup, like depth guy, whatever,
Hmm.
right? But we do need to continue the project and look ahead. So that's always kind of one of these things I'm weary of, as great as Danilo's been. Now, GLS is saying, is Dybala going to start off the bench? Right now, signs are pointing to yes, Dybala and Chiellini, who have returned, training with the group, whatnot. As of right now, looks like they will be on the bench. Animesh is nervous for this one, even though Villarreal stink. On the abacus of stink, Anthony, where do they rank?
Well, it's hard to really scale it from the Italian abacus to the Spanish, right? Because there's different levels of stink across borders, right? It doesn't really travel well across borders. But they're a seventh place team that plays like a seventh place team in their league. Let me double check that. Yeah, they're seventh place in their league. So, you know, I I'll get to my prediction later, but yeah, I'd put them somewhere around 7.1.
7.1 on the
Yeah,
abacus of stink. There you
yeah.
go. There you go. Now,
Oh, and sorry, Danilo has 2 more years on his contract to take him to 32. So
yeah,
this would
take
this
him to
would add
33.
33, and this would add 2 more
Yeah.
years to the end of that. So
I say wait.
wait.
Just wait. No need to be talking extensions on Danilo right now if he's already got another 2 years to go. Let's just pump the brakes there.
I gotta agree
But
with that.
now, in terms of Morata, another guy, it's
My
being
man.
said, and
My
you're the
man.
right guy to have on the show for this, big Morata advocator there. So
Mhm.
it's being said the club wants to keep him, and Allegri wants to keep him. 20 million euros is the number. I asked it on a news update video on YouTube here earlier in the week, and I said,
Mhm.
how does everybody feel about it? The majority have shifted, because when I asked this question earlier on in the season and I said,
Mhm.
hey, if we can drop that rate, would you keep Morata? It was in favor of no, regardless of the price. And I must admit, earlier on in the season, I said, there ain't no way we're going to keep this guy
Yep.
beyond this season, especially at that 35 million price. Now, adding Vlahovic, you see quite a big shift in Morata, and man,
Mhm.
he's looking comfortable. He's looking good. He's putting in good shifts. As long as he's not the guy, he looks pretty solid, and he looks like a good addition and that good number 2 piece. At 20 million, I'd be perfectly fine for that. Also, if we factor in, it gives us a sense of relief in terms now we can approach other positions that we have to bolster, and we're not breaking the bank up at that spot. So I'm kind of now like in favor of, if we can do 20 million, I think that's fine. Your thoughts?
Me being a big Morata guy, as we said, he's where is he? He's right up there on the wall, right there, number 9. Always keep the pink one there for him. I never agreed with the 35 million. I never thought it was going to get done at 35 million. I wouldn't pay 35 million, to be completely honest. We always knew that Atletico didn't want him back. He was in Simeone's plans. We always knew that he loves the club. This is something that always gets overlooked. People want players that love the club and would die for the shirt. Well, he's one of them. Like, who was the last? Like Mandzukic was like that. There was, who. Then we can go back to. Actually, funny enough, I got the old school T-shirt on today
Oh, there you go.
with the legends on it. But like those guys. But now people like get them out. But it's kind of like you're talking to both sides of your mouth. So 20 million would probably be my max for him. I don't think we would need to spend more than 20. But yeah, he's a second option striker who is currently our leading goal scorer in Serie A. Facts are facts, man. He scored how many last year? He scored over 20 in all competitions last year.
Yeah.
That's a $20 million striker. I don't know what they're like, oh, no, we can let him go. What striker are you going to get that's going to score you over 20 goals a year for less than $20 million? You're going to have to catch lightning in a ball to find that.
Yeah, that's the thing. And right now, I mean, especially when you look at a backup to Vlahovic or anything like that, I mean, it drops down quite significantly outside of Morata for us. So if you want to address some of these other positions coming up in the summer and do so in a strong fashion, I think you really got to consider signing this guy at the 20 million. Lucci coming in here saying it's true, but he's a fragile friend. Hey, emotionally, yes, he can be.
Has
But
he
right
been?
now,
Has
as
he been
long as
since?
on the pitch, we're seeing what we're seeing, I'm cool.
I don't agree with that. Has he been since Vlahovic showed up? No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
I challenge you. I challenge you to disagree with that statement. Since Vlahovic has showed up, he knows his role as a secondary striker. He's the grinder. He's the hockey terms. You guys can look it up. He's the grinder. He's going to go there. He's going to get the pucks in the corner, right? Al? That's what he wants to do, and he's going to score ugly goals.
Yeah.
That's all we
Like I
need.
said, if he wants to be emotional, all that, I'm fine for it, as long as you produce and you're doing your job on the pitch.
Exactly.
And he is right now. So it's night and day from what we were seeing before Vlahovic to post Vlahovic. In terms of my voice, I have had razor blades in my throat for like 4 days. Okay. But hey, the show must go on. So hopefully it's not too bad for you guys trying to listen to me. And I'll leave most of it to Ant. But there's a good question
Perfect.
here from Jeremiah. Management has to let at least 3 underperformers go. Reckon Berna, Sandro, and Rabio. do you guys agree? And I'm going to let you kick us off on is that your list too?
Is Berna an underperformer? So Sandro, I think, is gone because his contract is up. I don't think they're going to renew. They have options with Pellegrini and DeCilio to go out there, and I think they're going to spend money on a left back or someone who can play both sides. I think mostly a left back. I think if they're gonna break the bank on two players. I'll pose this question back to you after I finish answering this one. No, Berna for me is not an underperformer. He's just not there. He was a performer earlier in the season when he was healthy, and then he got a couple that flexor injury, and then he has this latest one, which I still don't know what it is. He had that weird shoulder injury. It's just it's been a weird season for Berna. I'm not going to write him off yet because when he plays, he's been a serviceable winger for us, and we're kind of thin at that spot. So Sandro and Rabiot. See, Rabiot's been playing okay in my books, but he's our most valuable commodity that can be sold on the market. He's worth something on the market. I think we can get something for him. So Berna, no. The other two, yes.
Yeah, I think I would leave Bernardeschi out of it too, and the reason is because we're gonna need some wingers. It's pretty low. We still got to wait a while for Chiesa to come back, everybody. So we got to factor that in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mohammed asking, how much do you reckon we can get from Rabiot this summer? 15 to 20 mil would be my guess.
30 we're dancing. 30 we're dancing in the streets.
Yeah, and I think 30's a stretch. I don't see 30, but no. I think 15 to 20 is probably realistic where it's going to be. It's all going to be a plus because he came in on nothing. So it's just wages we're paying. But yeah, that's probably what I would suspect for Rabiot. One guy I don't have on my list that many Juventini still say sell is Arthur. This guy, regardless of putting in quality shifts consecutively now for quite some time, still being underappreciated and put on that block. Anthony, do you put him on your sell list?
Well, there's a tweet that the All Juve cast put out. Kind of a shameless plug here, but one of their team members put it out. It was actually it was an Alex Campanelli tweet where I'll just read it out. So Arthur's played a little over 1,100 minutes. Locatelli 2,700. So these two. So I'm gonna answer your question by pairing him with Locatelli, which is the pairing that you've wanted to see most of the year. So they've played 458 minutes together. So, and that's over 11 games. So only 6 games with more than 25 minutes. So of those 6 games, we've 14 goals, 4 conceded. So we're right. So that's a pretty good run. They're scoring goals. You can see when Arthur's on the field with Locatelli can push up, which is something we've all wanted. So do you keep Arthur for what he brings individually, or do you keep him for what he offers other players to do on the field? So you can't sort of put your blinders on to look at the player individually. You got to see what else the team is able to do when he's on the field. So, and he has not hurt us defensively. If people keep saying that, they're not watching the games.
And I think, again, a lot of it, and this is can kind of be the headline for this particular show and leading up to this match, and it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
And right now, I just don't see us like this chase for an upgrade at Regista and whatnot. I would much rather take a driving midfielder that can actually bring goals out of that midfield. I would much rather make that takeaway and continue with Arthur and Locatelli playing together. The other thing we have to factor in too is Rovella. If Rovella comes and joins next season too, there's a little bit of a change up there. And now all of a sudden that prevents Rovella from ever being a part of Juve or doing anything if we bring in another Regista. So it's like, not saying that Rovella is a Regista, but he could be that change up to Arthur, or you could switch them up and Locatelli could play whenever Arthur needs a rest. Arthur can play and then Rovella can go in there. Rovella has great vision. He could support as well, but a driving midfielder would always be needed, still needed. I don't have this chase for Jorginho or a De Jong or whatnot. Like, great midfielders. I like them both. But even if we brought those guys in, you would still need that other profile.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I I just think that the management is just kicking tires. They have to kick
Yeah,
tires in the event that someone comes in with an offer for Artur or Rabiot. I think that it's due diligence, right? You can't just go into the summer market when the prices are going to be high. You got to get these things almost done beforehand. I'm sure there's been conversations with other teams about Arthur, uh, with between Juventus and other clubs. I'd be surprised if there hasn't been. So just like we're kicking tires and other players, I 100% guarantee that other teams are coming in checking on ours. So
yeah,
uh, if he goes, it'd be interesting to see how who comes in. That's what matters because he is playing. He's playing. He's not a great player. Like no one. I don't think you and I are saying that he's a great player, but he's a good player. He's been playing well. So it's a tough. This again is a tough one. If he was playing like he was before Christmas, like he was kind of in and out, then you say, okay, he's not really offering much to the club. But he
yeah,
is offering quite a bit right now.
yeah. So, and then the other thing is too, Animesh brings up a point. He's costing us 20 million per year. Shouldn't we move him and reinvest a bit better? I don't know if bringing in Jorginho, who's older, is a better investment. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Artur can continue doing what he's doing, we get more years out of Artur than we would Jorginho. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I just think right now, if it's working and the guys are building off it and playing together. If you hear Locatelli's interview, the last one he had nothing but great words to say about Artur as a player and
Mm-hmm.
their partnership. I don't think you break that up. If it's
No.
going well, they're doing well together, they're both happy with it, let it roll. Gravenberch, it would not be an alternative to Artur. So that must
Mm-mm.
be said. And Gravenberch, I know there's a lot of praise and a lot of shout outs for Gravenberch. I'm all for it. I like Gravenberch. But that, again, that would be a move I would look at because it's
Mm-hmm.
a different style player. Um, Now let's see
Yeah,
here.
I just don't
Will be
see.
interesting to see who they'll replace Arthur with. Well, again, making a switch at that position, I'd rather make an addition somewhere else and get rid of a guy that we can that's expendable, right? So that's all I'm saying.
I think people have issues with his wages, and you got to get that injury out of your mind. People out there. He had that weird, contusion in the bone and then
That
there was
calcified,
the
yeah,
calcification, and then didn't get surgery over summer. And you had a lot to say about that last summer.
yeah,
I can still remember all those. You're like, why didn't you get the surgery? Though
that bothered me.
they're trying to see if it would heal, and then he didn't come back until what, like October. So, that takes about a month to get up to speed. And since Christmas, he's been he's been healthy and he's been available and he's been serviceable and he defends and he's not the pass back wizard that people like to call. I'm sure Luca's gonna be loving this show today, but he's playing well and he's
Yes,
available. Like Rabiot is available, even though people have an issue with him. He is available and he's always available.
yeah. And now in keeping this today is a big test for the
Mm-hmm.
Locatelli and Artur partnership. Villareal, second leg, Champions League. We know that we came out in the first leg down on possession, down on control, and everything like that. 1-1. And their goal really came it came from our own blunder in coverage. But this will be a big test for that partnership. So I want to see exactly what these guys can do in the do or die moment. Big test for this partnership. The one part about Artur that continues to get knocked on him is the defensive liability, and I just cannot see it. The amount of work rate he comes in, and if
Mm-hmm.
you look at his numbers after the game, I mean, he's right where he needs to be for attack, like ground duels, won and whatnot, and he's almost at a 50% rate, and he's always involved. And the amount he does for the press between him, Danilo, and Jorginho, that's exactly what this team needed to start to escape teams' press. So
Mm-hmm.
those guys are critical for that and Juventus. So in keeping with this, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Daniele Rugani. So you
Mm-hmm.
have, and who would have thought?
I don't
Who
have a
would have
Rugani
thought?
shirt, by the way.
So
I don't have one of his.
who would have thought Chiellini re-enters, and Dybala's fit and whatnot. But I said, and I called this on our last post-match pod
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
finish off, and I said, hey, those guys get fit and they're cleared on Sunday. I don't play them on Wednesday. And I also backed it up on the next news update on YouTube. And there was quite a few that came out and said, if Chiellini starts every day, twice on Sunday over Rugani. And I said, I love the guy. You can't say anything bad about Chiellini. He's a
Mm-hmm.
beast. But no matter who you are, how good you are, he has been out for quite some time, and match sharpness, like there's rust there no matter how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you trust it'll be a minimal amount in order to get through in a do or die second leg? I just don't even take that chance. That's just me. So I'm like, Rugani and De Ligt have been great. We can't let the past dictate the present.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. And Rugani's not getting enough appreciation and respect or credit for what he's done this season. I have no fears letting the chips land where they may with this guy today. And your thoughts?
The thing with Chiellini, me being an older guy, I love the older guys. The thing with Chiellini is we've seen this before where he comes back from injury, he'll start a game, and then how many times has he been pulled off in the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes or
Yeah.
seventh minute, or and then you have to use a substitution really early. God bless him. But in this situation, like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We finally March 16th, finally have a lineup that's been consistent players. It's a consistent setup, same players, kind of switch one or two here and there, but that's how you get players comfortable with each other, how you get players comfortable with themselves in the system. You have to go with the two young guys. You have to go with De Ligt and Rugani today. Maybe Chiellini comes off the bench because I think there'll be a chance for him to come off the bench later in the game, but no, he does not. He does not start this game. Not
Yeah,
not even close.
use Chiellini to close it off if you must. Get
Exactly.
him some good minutes against Salernitana to get ready for Inter. You know what I mean? Like, but right now, there's just no need. De Ligt and Rugani have been holding it down, and just give credit where credit's due. And this is a thing that plagued Bernardeschi earlier in the season, and it's letting the past dictate the present for many Juventinis in their mind and how they feel about these players. So it's one of those things for me, man. I just don't risk it. I do not take that risk. The other thing to consider, everybody, what happened to Bonucci when we just put him back in? Did we rush Bonucci back in? And now he's out even longer. So just you don't have to take that chance because what we've been getting out of that partnership has been great. So let Rugani and De Ligt do their thing. Don't even create an opportunity, a potential opportunity for Villareal to maybe take advantage of if Chiellini gets injured. Then all of a sudden you're making a substitute or something. Just don't even chance it. And if that rust plays factor and cause an issue, just don't do it.
So Animesh, longtime viewer, love you, big guy, could not disagree more with this statement. The goal that happened in the first leg for me was because I know Bonucci and De Ligt have played a lot together, but that's because they haven't played a lot together recently. I know it was Rabiot's man who kind of cut in and over the top, but De Ligt was in no man's land. He even admitted that was part of his error. I do not change center backs. Like that's
Yeah.
the goal. Like you don't touch the center backs. Even during a game, you might switch one. I've seen teams have switched two and it absolutely falls apart. But that was MLS, so that's obviously because they're going to make stupid decisions over there. But you do not touch the center back pairings when things are working well. You ride with them. You just got to ride with them.
I agree. And you could see it. You could physically see it in Rugani years prior and in the back. I could see it. I always mentioned it. He looked shaky. He looked nervous. He's
Don't
got
see
this
it.
calm about him right now. It just, I'm not fearful the way I was before. And if a
Ever since his
mistake
goal.
happens, if they score, whatever, take opportunity, it is what it is. But I mean, what's the bigger risk?
Yeah.
What's the bigger risk? For me, the bigger risk is going with a guy that's become injury prone, that's older, that's going to have rust. He's been out a long time. I think playing the percentages, You got a partnership that's been solid right now over a good streak of matches. I think you let that ride. Ciao, Davide from Calcio Their podcast. Great to have you joining us. And Anish, ciao, ciao. Everybody, quick reminder, like the video while you're here. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. It's your one-stop shop for everything Juventus. I want to get to some comments from Moro. Moro said, Rugani been playing very well. Giorgio too big of a risk. So he agrees with us there. He also had a comment earlier when we were talking about the midfield, our discussion. They're saying that the mids have played a lot of minutes. That's the only thing that's worrying me. The other thing is, too, I mean, who's he going to put in? You know, Allegri in these crucial moments is not going to put Miretti in. He just won't do it. We're still a little ways from Zakaria coming in. Hopefully, after the international break, he can come back. There were talks about just before international break, Zakaria come back. We'll have to keep eyes. But I do agree. These guys are getting a lot of minutes. But right now, in this game, it's got to be what it is, right?
Yeah, so the two midfielders you have on the bench are Bernadeschi. I don't see him seeing any minutes, or very late, and Meretti. So that's it. That's you. The other three, you have Arthur, Rabiot, and Locatelli are most likely going to be starting. So we're already thin there, and we're carrying we're carrying 7 fullbacks today.
Yeah.
So I think these guys. I think I agree with that they are tired. I get it, but we got this game at home, and then we have Salernitana. I believe that one is at home as well, and then it's the international break. So guys can see the end. Just get through. This is going to be a grind. This is going to be a grinder. I see a lot of probably changes for the game on Sunday, Saturday.
Well, some changes. Yeah, Moro just stating it's his worrying factor for this game.
Yeah, but
I think the positive there, Moro, would be we didn't have to take it out of second gear in the match prior to this, so that's a big plus. We kind of coasted in that Sampdoria one, so don't be worried, bro. We're good. Trust me, we're good today. We're good today.
And the match, he's 19 years old. I bet you he's ripping and ready to go today.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So it's just this common theme right now that's running through a lot of Juventini's head is, again, you just got to separate that past from some of these players and how you feel about them, and just honestly take what you're getting right now and have no fear. Okay, fortune favors the brave. We need a little fortune in this competition. Fucking let's go ride it out with these guys. Ride it out. Now, great discussion. We're gonna have a little fun with trivia. Is it difficult to create trivia questions for a team that's only played each other once? Hell yeah, it is. Did I enjoy it? No, but we got it done nonetheless. We're gonna have a little trivia challenge, and the live chat can try and take on Anthony. He's solo today, so let's see
let me turn the
okay?
I'll turn the comments off. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna start it off really simple. Who scored for Juventus in this previous matchup, and what was the official time?
Oh, okay, no Vlahovic. I thought this might be a question, so I didn't look up the time. Was it 32 seconds?
Oh, you're going like official. Yeah. You're right. It's around 32, 33 seconds. It just goes in under the first minute. So
I'm an absolute genius.
There you go.
I don't need to play anymore.
Who scored for Villarreal and what official time?
On. I guess Pedri. I don't think they stink. Why would I care what their names are? But I do know it was somewhere around the 65th minute or something like that. 66.
Very good. So it's Pareo. Pareo scored, and it was 66th minute. Well done.
Yeah, he stinks anyways. He's going to get his ass knocked out today.
Unai Emery, their coach, has faced Juventus 3 times. We know the previous one was a draw. What were the results of the previous 2 matches?
Can you tell me who he was coaching before, or that's going to give it away? Or do you even know?
Give it away.
Yeah. I'll say those are 2 losses. He's never beaten us.
1 win. 1 draw, 1 loss in 3 matches. Unai Emery.
Who is he coaching?
There are 2 players
who is he coaching?
Transferred from Juventus to Villareal. That is the only transfers we have ever had between clubs. Who are those 2 players?
Okay, which way? First of all, who was he coaching? Can you answer my
One of
question?
them's going to be insane. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One of
If you
them's
don't
going
know
to
the answer.
be hard.
Okay, so which way did they go?
They both went from Juve to
Oh,
Villarreal.
jeez.
Oh my God. The live chat nailing one of them right out of the gate. Are you kidding me?
Again,
Well
I got
done.
the chat off, so I'm trying not to cheat here. Who
So I'll
went
give
from?
you, I think one was 0506 and the other was 2010, 2011.
Okay, I was doing a lot of different things back in those
I'm a
years.
big fan of the 0506 player that went. Love the guy.
Oh five, oh
Versatile.
six.
I'm going to give
So
you a hint.
yeah, you
The,
got. I need
the
something.
choker necklace. You know.
Oh, oh man, I can see his face. I can see his face. Oh, the goddamn choker necklace.
The choker necklace, the hair,
I
slick back
can't.
hair a lot of the
I
time, a
can't
little bit
think. I
longer.
can't think of it. Just we're just wasting time. Go
Big
ahead.
tack.
Oh,
Tacchinardi.
right.
The other one was Iago Falque.
Yeah, there's no
So,
way. Yeah,
those,
the tacchinardi with that necklace over the years, you
oh
love what you
man.
love. But I remember when that was a thing. A lot of these people in this chat don't remember the choker necklaces. I never did it. Wait a minute, did I? Did you? You look like somebody who did the choker necklace.
Me?
Yeah.
Never a choker. That's funny though.
Uh,
Big Tack, man. I love Big Tack. He was
choker
a
necklaces.
beauty
Wow.
of a player. Now, you did
Uh,
pretty good, Ed. Pretty
I did.
strong showing. Pretty
I
strong
tried my
showing
best.
in the prediction or the trivia. Don't forget,
Mhm.
everybody, we got the prediction challenge. We had Mohammed, who's with us today. He won the last one. Stickers have been sent your way, my friend. We had Animesh win. His
I
stickers
think I
have been
did.
sent out. So,
I think
yeah.
so. Once.
Now, before we even get to the prediction challenge, we're going to start tackling a deeper dive into this matchup. So,
Yep.
Villareal, this is a possible projected starting lineup with Rulli, Aurier, Albiol, who was struggling for fitness, left the last match, but apparently, according to Emery, it was just precautionary. Torres, Pedraza, Coquelin, Pareo, Chukwueze, Lo Celso, Trigueros, and Ajuma. Pareo is obviously the one that stands out and needs to be watched. He's in good form for the team, and it's now their turn to battle with a host of injuries. Okay, so
Mhm.
we had our own at the time. We still have some that we're trying to manage and get through. We have created stability and formed some solid setup now. So I feel confident. Villareal, obviously, we talked about Raul Albiol. Had to be taken off at halftime against Celta Vigo due to a hamstring discomfort, but Emery says it was just precautionary and he should be in there. Ruben Pena, Alcacer, and Alberto Morena are definite absentees for Villarreal. Okay. Gerard Moreno and Capui and Foyth are also like, all it says is Emery is sweating over their fitness. There could still be a possibility that one or a couple of these guys enter the play. In terms of Villarreal, we have a lot of fans that have been nervous about this. I'm making videos about news, and they're still talking about this game leading up to this. We're going a couple days back, saying how nervous they are and what do you think
Mhm.
Villarreal is going to do? What do you think we're going to see out of Villarreal? Do you think we're going to see try and smash and grab this one away to
Yeah.
Turin, or do you think that they're going to try to be foot on the throttle and come at us, Anthony?
Well, that away goal rule. See,
It's
one that
nullified.
with that away goal rule gone, yeah, it doesn't. What we're seeing is that there are teams aren't afraid anymore to go forward. Now, Villarreal, based on their injuries, are they going to do that? I remember before the last game, everyone was hyping this team up like, oh, they're coming in. They've scored the most goals in 2022. And I broke down for you that the last time we played them, they were sixth in La Liga. And I detailed all the teams they played and how bad those teams were. They were playing like the bottom of the table teams and absolutely spanking other teams. It's Okay, that's what you should be doing. Well, fast forward however many weeks, it's been 3 weeks, and they still stink in my eyes. They're seventh in the league. They've dropped a spot. They had a 5-1 win against Espanyol, who is 12th in the league. They had a 1-0 loss against Osuna, which is 11th. And then over the weekend, they had a 1-0 win against Celta Vigo, who's 10th in the league. So they are struggling against mid-table teams. Where I still think that we're far better than any competition that they'll see other than the top teams in Spain. So I think this one isn't going to be close. I think we're going to go out. I think Vlahovic he got his taste of the spotlight. I think Morata's rolling. The defense is solid. Tech is starting today. So no, I don't think this one's going to be close. I think we're going to smash this team and move into the next round.
Yeah. And Amesh saying Gerard Moreno and Albiol were training with their team yesterday. Yes, Albiol will start. Moreno still in question, however, regardless of that training session. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what develops there. Either way, I think we're okay. I feel good about it. Jeremiah saying we've got to score first and kill off the game fast tonight. If they score first, then it'll complicate things. Like Man U versus Atletico Madrid game last night. Do you guys agree? Will Max and the team scream urgency? I think we're going to see a Villareal that's going to probably try and weather the storm at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Juve is going to come out with that demeanor. Why? Because we've done it in the past 3 games straight. Our first halves have been very, very strong. And I see us doing the same thing. I see us coming out with purpose. Is it going to amount to anything? We'll have to wait and see. But I expect Juve to be on the front foot coming out of this game like right off the hop. After that, then we will wait and see. I do agree with you, Jeremiah. If they get the first goal, then it gets interesting because they have the ability to get into a setup that can close things off for us, and they could try and counter us. So we got to get the first one. And I truly believe Juve will. I actually don't see Juve conceding today.
That was a trend. Well, we'll get to those predictions. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but maybe I'll have to change my mind because your confidence today always seems to change my mind a little bit. Beginning of the year, we went through it. This Juventus team always scored consistently in the first 20 minutes, right? And then they wouldn't score again until the final 15 minutes. So that sort of trend is happening again. They're scoring early within the first 20 minutes, but we're holding teams, right? We're holding teams to either mid-game goals and we're scoring late, or we're popping that second one somewhere in the early second half, which is, if you look at the statistics, that's sort of what we were doing at the beginning of the year. And this Juventus team is not the same team mentally that Villareal faced the first time. We were still in flux. We were 4-3-3. We were 4-4-2. We were what the hell we were that game. We were sort of just kind of swimming along. I think at that point we were 10 unbeaten. So now we're 15 unbeaten. We got a formation. We got consistent players. I don't think Villareal stands a chance today.
Yeah, and I just, again, there are some good points. Dell's coming in here saying it's going to be tight. They like to hold the ball a lot, so scoring first is critical. If Juventus scores first and we force Villareal to open up, and then we can get into a comfort zone in terms of countering and whatnot, the right side has been incredible with Danilo and Cuadrado. I know that there's some frustrations that still creep up. That's fine, and that's normal because we just landed on this setup not too long ago. But honestly, the work Cuadrado does, he can be huge in turning things around for us here. Artur and Locatelli, like I said, this is a big test for them. If them with Danilo can continue to escape presses, that's going to make things challenging for Villareal as well, because they do great work off the press, and they kind of, all these teams that like to play in control and then win the ball back immediately, they like that press, and that press is a big part of them. So if we can escape that and do so comfortably, we will give them problems. We will give them fits. Vlahovic up top, he's a killer. He's going to take a lot of attention. If Morata can build off that last one, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Locatelli, here's where I expect the most out of certain guys: Locatelli, Cuadrado, and Morata. I know we all have eyes
Mhm.
on Vlahovic, but he's going to gain the most attention. So the
Mhm.
guys that have to be big and crucial for us in this one, Luca, Quad, and Morata. That's my thoughts. Your thoughts on that end?
Well, I'm just gonna just echo that. Morata and Cuadrado have a lot of Champions League experience. Like, don't forget how many games these guys have played. Big games, bigger games than this one. So, we seem to forget that we have a lot of players on, like Delict, for how young he is, how much experience he has. So our team has a lot of experience in these games. Home game, they're gonna have the home crowd with them. I think it's 75%. Someone was asking there. I believe it's 75%. Italian stadiums will be at 100% capacity for the Italy North Macedonia game. So at the end of March, that's
Yeah.
when they're making the change there. Those, I'm not worried about those guys. I know they'll be up for it, especially being a home game. The one question I'm going to throw back to you is this one from Animesh. Do you see any situation where Dybala comes off the bench?
I think Dybala will come off and then play some for sure. I think we see him as to what minute he comes in. I don't really know because that's been so unpredictable from
Mhm.
Max. But yeah, I think in any way I still see Dybala coming in, whether it's a 1 goal lead, whether it's at a draw. He's coming back. I would not put him in to start, but I definitely see him being able to make an impact at some point in this match. And whether it's trying to kill a game off or anything, like, I mean, he's so strong in possession too that people say, well, why would you use him to kill off a game? Well, he eats the ball very, very well and takes a lot of fouls. And that's how you chew up minutes in
Mhm.
games too, right? So I see him coming off the bench at some point. Do you, Ant?
I agree with young Lucci here, even though he and I have some different opinions on Dybala, and we voice those pretty actively on Twitter. Um, it does depend on the scoreline. Geez, I I wouldn't I wouldn't risk it either way. I don't think.
You
I don't
wouldn't
think
put him
it's.
in at any point, like, at
I
all?
I don't think so. I really. If we're up 3-0, why? If we're up 1-0, why would you do that? If we're down, I guess if only if we're down. If we're down, if we're down 2 goals, no chance. If we're down 1 goal, probably.
Man, if
Any other
we're up
sit.
3, I 100% do it probably, like, 65th, 70th, because I wanna see if he can play. I wanna see if he could play
Mhm.
like Morata in a support role to our target guy while keeping Quad on the right side. So I would do it with a healthy lead, no question, because I wanna see that. I wanna see if we can do that because a lot of the talk about Dybala re-entering is, do you change the shape? Do you change the setup? Who gets sacrificed? Right now, the only guy in my mind we could sacrifice is Morata to get Dybala on the pitch. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's the only place he can go. And my thing is, if we need a goal, we need Morata on the field to work alongside Vlahovic, right? He's scoring goals. Do you take Quadrado off? No. What they again in you sort of need Quadrado out there. It's going to be very interesting. That's why I think in this game, only if we're down, he goes in because I don't think he's injury prone. I've gone through this. I don't think he's injury prone, but he is dealing with injuries. So why would you risk that? And you can play him on the weekend, and then it's the international break. He's probably going to get called to Argentina. Hopefully, he gets recalled. He gets sent back home. But oh, man, that's a good question. That's a tough one. I get what you're saying, but you want him to work some rust off, but
Not even the rust. I wanna see if
the
making
system.
that change can act as a one for one. Because right now, you don't wanna disrupt this setup or this group and what they're doing right now, because it's actually looking like forward progress.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden you have to change a setup to get Dybala in, I think that might actually create an issue. As
Yeah.
good of a player as Dybala is.
Yeah, no, it's hard to argue with that because again, let's rewind it back to the beginning. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I agree. I think Dybala is our best player. People can make arguments for other players, but
Yeah.
Dybala is like our most talented player. You need him on the field, but I think in this situation there's too many risks that outweigh the reward for putting him in.
Yeah. Now we have a ton of questions coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
Who's starting? Rugani or Chiellini? Is Chiellini starting? Benjamin,
We beat
listen,
that horse.
listen. Right now,
Dead horse.
our projected lineup: Chesney, Danilo, Rugani, Delict, De Chilio, Quadrado, Locatelli, Arthur, Rabiot, Vlahovic, Morata. There was a question earlier. Is it 4-3-3? Is it 4-4-2? 4-4-2 in defense that turns into 3-5-2 with the ball. This is what
Mm-hmm.
we've seen consistently now for a handful of matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's working. It looks good. Are we a little unbalanced? Yes, but we can work around that. So it's still,
No.
that's not hurting us enough. Is the stadium sold out today? No, it is
No.
not. I believe 75%. It'll be 100, like Anthony mentioned earlier, for the Azzurri's match against North Macedonia. So
Mm-hmm.
there's our projected lineup. We talked about it. Chiellini and Dybala, don't start these players. I'm with Omar here. Chiellini shouldn't start, and I fully agree. As much as I
Yeah.
love the guy, again, don't fall victim to the past and sacrifice the present. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Motto of this show today. Do we need these guys? Honestly, I think what the group's doing right now is great. I don't see any need to break things up. Pellegrini, here's one of the things: Pellegrini or De Chilio on the left. I'm fine with either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Max in this lineup and just what we've seen right now this season, he's got trust in experienced guys, and he's going to bank on them to get him through and whatnot. I like a part of Pellegrini's game a lot. Okay. And there was a question earlier about how do we think Rabiot's going to perform right here from Jeremiah. Rabiot's prone to being sloppy in the midfield. How do you feel he'll perform tonight? Confident in him. Here's the thing with Rabiot. I'm confident he'll do his job to a certain degree. He always, always, always has a blackout, either at the start of the game or in the
Yeah.
second half. There will be, mark my words, a 5 to 10 minute lapse where he
Mm-hmm.
appears as if he doesn't know where he is or that he's
No
even
clue.
in the game. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen. It happens every match. Will it hurt us? I don't think it's going to hurt us, though, but it will happen. With Rabiot, getting to the ties to Pellegrini, what I like about Pellegrini's game, I like that he's the guy you hate to play against. And he just takes little shots, little jabs here and there, little shirt clenches, and he yips. He yips at the other guys. I like that. We need an asshole on this team. Rabiot is like 6 foot, whatever, and he plays like a mouse. I need
Mm-hmm.
Rabiot tonight to be physical in the midfield and let his presence be felt. And that's what I need out of Rabiot. I don't need him to scream up the field and score a goal because I know that's not him. What I need out of him is to be a physical presence in the midfield. And that's why I like Zakaria so much from what I was seeing in a short period of time, because he's a physical presence in there. Big guy, and he plays like that. I need that from Rabiot. That's all I need from Rabiot. And
Well, getting to the Pellegrini thing, this may come as a shock, but I was a little bit of a yipper on the field too. You know, I like to get into the talking games a little bit, but I let my feet do most of the talking. The thing with Pellegrini is, in a game like this, I would rather have De Chilio. I get what you're saying, but in a knockout game, you can't risk yellow cards, and he rides that line sometimes
he
with
rides that
those.
line for sure.
He always gets one early in like the 17th, 20 something minute, which sort of affects his game. And said, yeah, he hasn't been getting too many, but when he does, we can't have that in this game today. That's why I agree with Lord DeShilio starting at the left back. In terms of Rabiot, 100% agree. There's a lot of players who would want his physical body, and they say, oh, I can do so much with that. But you're right. The blackouts, they just happen, and that one just happened, and they scored on it. I don't foresee that being an issue again today, because he's been sort of consistent these past 4 or 5 games. So, and he's playing consistently with the same people beside him. So I think that sort of chemistry has been helping. I don't see an issue with him starting.
Yeah, it's not going to be an issue. I don't see an issue, and I'm fine with like I said, either. Pellegrini, or De Chilio. Quick reminder, everybody, like the video, okay? If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Now it's time, prediction challenge, as we wrap things up on this match day live and
This is where I
leave
cook.
everybody in the high anticipation for this match and what we're going to do. Here we go. We're going to kick it off. We're going to pick somebody to compete as well. So let's go with our friend Jeremiah.
Oh,
You've been
Jeremiah's.
chosen.
I think he's played before.
Oh, actually, no, he's right. Let's get Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yeah.
Benjamin Laminin, you are up. You are going to take part from the live chat. Try to win a sticker set from Striped Hearts Apparel, okay? If you can win the prediction challenge, all right?
Benjamin, I got stuff I got to do. I got to get rolling. So you better not be late on these.
So let's go. Let's get those answers in as quick as possible. Benjamin, good luck to you. We're going to take it on now. We're going to start off with the number of offsides for Juventus. Total offsides for Juventus. I am going to say we get 4 offsides today.
You stink. I'm going to say 3. So Benjamin, come on, hit me with the offsides, buddy. Come on.
While we wait for Benjamin to get the offsides in there, let's go to the first card and what minute.
I'm going to go with, see, this is these physical games. You think there's going to be one early. The referee is, please note, it's the same referee that did the Juventus-Tottenham game in England when Dybala scored that late winner. I will say 55th minute Villareal.
I'm going to go 42nd minute Villareal.
Just let me down. 42nd.
And you know what? We got Benjamin's not coming alive, so whoever's
anybody else wants to jump in,
putting in yours, we'll just take it. So
yeah, we need offsides and
I got 42nd Via. Now let's go to possession.
Yep.
I'm going 50-50.
You're going 50-50. That's not a bad call. Now, remember, for me, is possession, you have to get the team right or just the values? I just go by values because get that right is hard enough. I'm going to go 54-46.
Well, yeah, we got to go team.
What, you just...
I went 50-50. How can I pick a team?
You stink. I'm going to go 50. I'm going to go 54-46 Villareal. Has Ali played before?
Ali, you're in.
I'm putting Ali in.
2 offsides and possession 60-40.
60-40 and 2 offsides. And yellow card.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, everybody wants to play now.
Yeah, now everybody's in. Total attempts. And how many on target for Juve?
You start with this one, you bum.
I'm going to go with 13 total attempts and 5 on target.
5 on target. See, the 5's a good number, but I'm going to go 11 and 4.
11 and 4. Okay, and I went 13 and 5. Halftime score, Anthony. Ali's got 37-minute.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Need your shots on goal, Ali. And sorry, halftime score. I'm gonna go 1-0 Juve at halftime.
1-0 Juve. I'm going 1-0 Juventus.
No, that's because you stink. You're taking all mine. Ali, halftime score, buddy.
Full time.
You start with this one. I think we might
2-0,
have the same one.
2-0 win for Juve.
I'm gonna go.
Let's go.
I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3. I think we're gonna blow the doors off this son bitch in the second half.
Goal scorers. Ali's got 11 and 5 for shots on target. Now we're waiting for his halftime score, which is 1-0 Juve.
Yep, I got it.
We'll get his full-time score. Let's get on to our goal scorers.
I'm going Morata with 2 and Dusan with 1.
I'm going with Morata and Locatelli.
I saw someone put that on Twitter this
morning. Scratch that. Vlahovic and Locatelli. How the heck can I go against
this? Is why I use
rocking the king.
This is why I use erasable pens with these
go.
People. Sorry, who'd you say there? Loca and
Vlahovic for me.
Yeah.
Ali's got Vlahovic, Morata, and Loca for a 3-1 total.
Morata.
Man of the match.
Man of the match. Man
I
of the
said in this
match.
one,
I want to
guys
see
who
who
need to
Ali
be
picks.
big
Ali,
are
you pick your man of
Fuad,
the match first.
Morata, and Luca, and I expect Locatelli I'm going to give man of the match.
Interesting. Well, I picked 2 goals from Morata, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with my boy Alvaro. I'm gonna go Morata as well.
And Ali's got Luca.
Okay, the picks are in.
It's locked in. It's locked in. We're ready. I know there's a lot of nervous energy out there.
Yeah, the guts are starting to churn.
I'm good to go. I'm ready. Okay.
I need Pepto. Send me Pepto.
This big old son of a bitch has been in safekeeping too long. We need the team to go out and win it. I've got it for now. Let's go. Big win.
Huge. We need it. We need it. The club needs it. The players need it. Atletico won yesterday. Is there a possibility we go through and meet them in the second round? In the quarterfinals? You never know, man. You never know.
We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. There's too many Juventini nervous today. Bring it down. I woke up feeling great, other than this throat that's killing me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel serene right now. I feel serene, okay?
I don't.
Alex saying, are you sick again? Buddy, you got kids, they're like pigeons, man. They're like pigeons. They go to daycares, they get all sorts of stuff. It's like, good luck. Good luck trying not to get it. My family was sick for like a week. Now finally it hit me. So it is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
I don't care because I'm going to be feeling ecstatic all day, especially at about 2 p.m. my time when Juve has locked it in. The 3 whistles go and we move on in the Champions League. And then we look ahead to the weekend when we could smack Salerno around. Okay? It is what it is. Hey. I'm not J-Man.
Hilarious. Yeah. We got
closing thoughts, man.
It's the stomach is already, the stomach's starting to churn here. My stomach sounds like your throat. So it's just starting making a lot of noise. But hey, win or lose, buddy, we're gonna be riding with the team today. Let's just go get her done, and then we move on to the weekend.
There you go. That's it, everybody. Love having you on. Thanks for joining. Quick reminder, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, don't forget, we got that big Vlahovic away kit ready to give away. We just got to hit 2K. Let's get her going, okay? So let's keep her rolling. Hey, thank you, everybody, by the way. The Twitter account hit 5K. So there's one of the milestones we achieved. We need the 2K. Then we'll give away that jersey. Let's get there quick, okay? Everybody enjoy the match. You know where to be tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, right here. We're going to break down the match, okay, and celebrate the victory. It's coming. Fino alla fina, forza Juve. Ciao tutti. Enjoy the match today.